Perikid of the second half. So he's talking about the Sodom Amoris, right? Earlier we talked about the Esesvidis and their relation with the Esesvidis and Kuchabrichu, that they exist only in our perspective, and that the Eibishter gave the Shus to the Chachmi Eres to speak about Chachmi Emes to speak about Esesvidis, even though the Eid is Kolul in Moed. And now he's speaking another level, that the Midas of the Eibishter are only 6 or 7 Midas. And Chesed would create, everything would be Chesed, and there would be no distinctions. What makes the distinctions in Midas of Chesed itself and in Midas of Gvura itself is the various different Oisias. So he says like this, Aval Be'emes. So, and therefore you can have from Chesed Mayim, and from Chesed Oid, and so forth, right? And from Gevura Rakia, and in the next page he's going to say that not only from Gevura you can have Rakia, from Gevura you can have various Rakia. Aval, however, Be'emes. It should be pointed out that Bechinas Eisius Hadiber Shal Maila, the word, the letters of speech by the Eibishter, it's not at all the same like our speech. In fact, it's not even the same as our wisdom and our intelligence. How do we speak? The words we say reveal our seichel, but there's no seichel in the words itself. Right? They're like doimim. They're simply carrying the ideas. The Eibishter's words, even the words themselves, have more potency than the creations than the Nevroim seichel. The Oisias themselves have seichel. Not the pshat the Oisias carry the seichel that they're getting from the Esesvidis. The Oisias of Elokus itself have more possibility of Gili Elokus even than the seichel of the Nevroim. Shari b'mayim of Oisias, that with these words and utterances, these letters and utterances, Nase Adam b'tzalmeinu v'gemet, let us make man in our form. Nivra Adam, man was created. Ba'al chacham v'seichel, of wisdom and intuition. Oyafilu behevel ha'elyon levad, and even perhaps the air of Hashem's mouth alone is able to create. Because the pasuk says, "V'yipach ba'apav nishmas chaim." Hashem blew into his nostrils a breath of life. I don't understand this because l'cheda the hevel is higher, but he's indicating that not just Oisias, but even only the hevel of the Oisias. V'imkein das hadiber, which would mean the words. V'hevel ha'elyon, and the wind, which is so to speak blown into these words, who mocked is higher than and a source for ha'chochma v'aseichel shebenishmas adam erishin, of the wisdom and intuition of the soul of Adam Erishin. Hakelas, that we know that Adam Erishin includes Kol Nishames HaTzadikim, all the souls of Tzadikim. Shem Gidelim Malachi Hashar, which are higher even than the Malachim. So the Dibur of the Eibishter by itself has more potency, has more koyach than the Seichel of Nevraim. Now there's a big Chiddush over here. I'll tell you what the Chiddush is. Because there's two ways to look at Oisias. We know everything's created from the Eibishter. Then we say that the Eibishter creates through the Esesvidis, which are called the lights of Hashem. Now we're saying that the lights of Hashem function through the Oisias, which creates his chalkus, diversification. One midah, one oid can have different siyurim, right? But you could look at Oisias in two ways. One way is to say the Oisias is simply a screen. La'olam chesed is created. The Ois just tells chesed what type of chesed creation to make. The Ois just tells the oid of Gvura what type of creation of Gvura to make. You understand? He's saying something different. It's not just that the Oisias create a screen so that the Midas of Atzilus could create a variety of different creations. The Oisias themselves have a koyach of creation. It's a very, very big chiddush. What is the reason for this? Why is it that the Oisias themselves have the ability to create? Lefisha Oisias the Buddha Yizbarach, the letters of the Eibishter speech, are themselves bringing down the strength and life of the Midas of the Eibishter. Which are one with the Eibishter himself, with absolute oneness, like the light of the sun and the sun. And of course the Ein Sof, and of course Kuchabrichu is infinitely higher from the level of Chachma and the Nevraim. And they should not really be called Oisias Lagabe and Nevraim in comparison to us, because in comparison to us they're themselves godliness. Only compared to the midas themselves. There's a diok here that the Rebbe makes. I'm not sure which words he makes it on, but the diok is that the Oisias come from Seichel. And because the Oisias come from Seichel, the Oisias themselves carry Seichel. It's not that the Oisias come from someplace else, and they just act as a screen over the Seichel and the midas of the Eibishter to create the diversity of creation. Since they come from the Seichel, they have the koyach of the Seichel themselves. And therefore the emes is, the Oisias of Malchus of Atzilus are infinite compared to all of the Geschmacke and Reiche Sachen of Bia. And they're only Oisias, in other words, they're only considered like stones and secondary components compared to the Midas of Ein Sof. But compared to Nevraim, they're godliness themselves. V'hine hein, and these are Chov, Beis, Mini, Amshachas, Chayes, V'kechas, Shenim, Zemiz, 22 different types of bringing down of different vitalities and strength that are distinct from one another. Shebehen nivru, through which Hashem creates, kol ha'elam v'sayenu v'tachtenim, all of the worlds, the higher worlds and the lower worlds. V'chol ha'bruim shebeteichem, as well as all the various creations inside of themselves. Shekachol b'tzeinu v'chachmasi yitzbarach. This entered the will and wisdom of the Eibishter. It could be that it's on these words. B'tzeinu v'chachmasi yitzbarach. But I'm not sure what I said to you before. Livrei ha'elam, to create the world, b'chav beis, mini amshach ha'shenis, in 22 different strengths, le'pachas le'yesed, not less and not more. Now, the Rebbe has nacha kvetch here. In Perek Yud Beis is a Haggadah where the Alter Rebbe is going to explain the significance of the shape of the Oisius. But the Rebbe has a different vart. The Rebbe's vart is that the Alter Rebbe here in Tanya is interested in Achdus. That's his whole function. His whole prize, whole interest is Achdus. So there's a diok. When he says, Chaf Beis Oisius, le'pachas le'yesed, he says, I want you to understand something. L'peil mamish, because of it, Allah Shiyarim, because of all kinds of Kabbalah stuff, there's bleak vul possibilities of tzirufim of Oisius, which could create bleak vul various Nevraim. But hakel it's chaf beis. It's not more than 22. To bring out that there's achdus, just like there's achdus in the Sfiris. There's only 10 Sfiris, and that the Sfiris are only the lights of the Eibishter. And therefore there's a unity between the Sfiris. The Oisius also are achdus. There's only 22 Oisius. Of course the Oisius are manipulated and used and replaced and changed and devolved over and over and over again to create all different types of form.
But you don't have all the letters in Saramaris?
Of course you do.
Every single letter?
Of the chaf beis Oisius?
From Al to
Tav? Of course you do. That's number one. And number two, the Oisius of the Asara Ma'amares are sharashim in those Oisius because of the principles of the Kabbalistic Allah She'arim and the Chilufim and Tamuris, and which ends in Gematria. You have infinite Oisius. And then the Rebbe continues and he says, V'hein hein, and these are the source of Chav Beis Oisius K'vuis B'Pev HaLashon, that are fixed, the 22 letters fixed in the mouth and tongue of people, Ketnam B'Sefer Yetzirah. Like it doesn't say for Yetzirah. But the Iker Nekuda, this second piece, in other words, today's Shir, is that the Oisius themselves have a potency. They're not simply filtering the potency of the Ein Sof. So they're really not Oisius as you know it and I know it, because we know Oisius simply as communication of ideas. In the Lakus, the Oisius have their own strength. But Manasseh B'Ksava, their physical shape, he made out Tzir Amshacha, indicates the form of the Amshacha, Meshukasa Lakaman, as the Alter Rebbe is going to say in Perek Yud Beis and Haggadah. That also the letters of speech and thought in a person come from the mind and the heart of the soul. And this is the mashal. Just like in the person, the Oisius come from the Seichel Lamidus, Lamaila, the Oisius also come from the Seichel Lamidus, and therefore the Oisius themselves could create. Now the emissaries says the Oisius don't come from the Seichel Lamidus. They have a Sherish B'fnei Atzma. And the Sherish Oisius is in Kadmos HaSeichel. The way it's brought is the Sherish Oisius is in Kesed. The Tzidif Oisius is in Chochmah, and the Gili HaSeichel Oisius is in Bina. But since they pass through Seichel and Midas, they acquire the Koyach of Seichel and Midas. And Lamailot means that the Oisius themselves have a Koyach for Yesh Meyayim. So there's two Chidushim here that the Rebbe brings out. Number one is that the Oisius can themselves create because they come through the Seichel and Midas. And number two, that there's only 22 of them, which brings out the point of Achdus on the level of Oisius, just like earlier brought out the point of Achdus on the level of the Sfiris.